Don't let your dreams stay dreams. Don't let them just die off as ideas. Don't let anyone deter you. We starting here in a 8x8 tent in the crib. This is as grassroots as you can get. This is as small scale as you can get based on what I want to do. We haven't been putting patients first. We haven't been putting consumers first in this industry. And if we're being honest, there isn't really much incentive to do so. The people that are opening up these dispensaries, the people that are getting these licenses, they're just trying to make ends meet. They're trying to keep lights on. They're trying to make good on their loans. You know, a lot of them don't even have the bread to enter the industry without having liquidated or conceded proprietor ownership to some big private equity company or entity. So can't really expect the people behind the dispensary counters to be thinking about you first. You know, we got to take it upon ourselves. And then a lot of it comes to just usage habits. Like, are you addicted? Do you have an abusive relationship with the plant? Are you abusing it? You know, you don't need to be getting fried 6 to 8 times a day. Again, I'm gonna make a theme of this. I'm talking, yeah, I'm talking to myself. This is where I came from. That's kind of things I was getting up to. That's how I would behave. So me sitting in front of you right now, not doing that. I'm not coming from a place of hypocrisy. I'm only saying and suggesting things that I have done. But I'm not out of my mind. I'm not unreasonable. That's where all this work comes from, man. That's where all this effort comes from, man. Like, what I'm doing right now is for the people who find themselves struggling that can't leave it alone, can't put it down, even in their best interest. They are saying, like, I'll poison myself a little while longer, you know? And yeah, it's like, it's a bit of a reach what I want to do potentially, considering where I'm coming from, going from a tent to having my own licensed lab to do free testing, but it was placed on my heart to reduce harm. It was placed on my heart to help people that were that are currently in similar positions to me in regards to the relationship with the plant or progressing to that point that are seeing their usage kind of get out of control. Before we could ever say, oh, you need to completely get off the plant, there needs to be a vested interest in saying, well, how can we make the plant safer to consume? What's going wrong in the industry right now? And I'll get to it in other videos because I peep, you know, and got really and got too many email requests. So um, not having links, I'm sure, is something that's made this more difficult. So in the coming videos, I'll have the actual excerpts from the articles I'm referring to show y'all the things I'm talking about because I'm very passionate about it. If you can't tell, like this isn't something that's probably like being communicated well through the screen because one, gotta wear my PPE in the tent, gotta protect myself, but I got a job. You know, once I can do this without having to clock in, once this becomes legitimately my life's work and I can support myself doing this, there won't be any need for me like concealing the passion because like I feel like right now I got a wall up. People aren't able to connect with me completely. Like it's not clearly communicated how important this movement I'm trying to start is to me personally. I mean, it's not enough to say this is what I'm gonna do when my plants are done, because they're not. I gotta prove it. But to even have the idea in the first place, you know, I've come so far from where I was. And this isn't a flex. This is to say, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you're in a position that you're not happy with, you know, really relish in that. Understand that no one's going to get you out of that predicament but you. You can't rely on the validation of others, the direction of others, the influence of others to put you on your purpose. You got to find that for yourself. Live your truth, live authentically, and act on it. I had to have a lot of conversations with myself and just be honest about what kind of impact I wanted to have in this life. And I can honestly say I've always felt the most alive helping other people. So yeah, I'm taking on a $2 million endeavor potentially. You know, opening up a lab that is not for profit, a quality assurance lab that is not for profit in an industry that is very capital intensive. It's like it's gonna take me roughly $2 million just to get the space to do what I want to do. But it would be remiss, in my opinion, with the skill set I have, the education I have, and the overall dedication and devotion I have to this problem, not to pursue it. It'll be a waste to me. So stay tuned. Um, it's not for the faint-hearted. This is not for the faint of heart, but something I'm fully prepared to take on. And as you'll see throughout this journey, I will be sacrificing a lot to accomplish it. It's not always going to look like this. I'm not always going to be in as privileged a position as I am right now because I know to do what I want to do, I'm going to have to give up a lot along the way. And it is with that understanding that it's primarily going to be a thankless job. I don't expect you guys to be like beating down my door trying to give me awards. You know, don't need brownie points for this. All I want to be is the kind of impactful force in other people's lives that I wish I had. You know, I'm willing to martyr myself to say, okay, even if it's only 3 to 5 people beyond me, I was able to see to it that they were safe in their consumption. Because this industry is the wild, wild west right now. There hasn't been nearly the kind of importance placed on people's health and well being that needs to be, considering the populations that are using this plant and what they're using it for. So expect that from me, your friend, Obi. Peace.